headlines, security forces take over volatile spots as violent clashes engulf parts of Plateau State. Suspected bandits gruesomely murder a family of 4, including 2 children in Sokoto. 3 dangerous inmates on the run after breaking out of Ogun prison. And on the foreign scene, Senegal's jailed opposition leader Ousmane Sonko files to run for presidency. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thanks for joining us. We'll begin with an update on the development following the recent violent attacks that led to the killing of over 100 people in some villages in Plateau State. The Commissioner of Police, CP Okoro Alawari, has directed the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge operations to relocate to Boko's local government area while also deploying a well-armed operational forces to the troubled areas to prevent further attacks and maintain law and order. The directive is contained in a statement signed by the Police Public Relations Officer, Plateau State Command, DSP Alfred Alabo. According to the statement, the move is to prevent further violent attacks in the community. CP Okoro expressed grief over the deadly attacks by some yet-to-be-identified assailants on Saturday and sympathized with the families of those who lost their loved ones in the gruesome attack. And now earlier, we spoke to Daily Trust reporter in Jos, Adomusa, and he gives us an update on the situation.
The moment had to do with the fleeing of the IDPs from their homes to the headquarters of Bokos. Even though we have to report that security personnel have been redeployed to the affected communities. Even the chairman of the local government also confirmed to journalists that security personnel have taken over the affected communities. But what is more worrisome at the moment, it is the kind of people that have been fleeing their homes, seeking or searching for refuge. So I think that has been the major problem at the moment. But in terms of security, we have been told that security personnel have been redeployed to the affected communities. But in a press conference held this morning by both the chairman of Christian Association of Nigeria, Khan, and Magban, the chairman also confirmed to us that so far they have recovered about 150 bodies. And according to him, as of this morning, about 7 people were also killed. And then he also added that for there to be a kind of peace in some of these communities, critical stakeholders, that is the villagers, that are supposed to be brought, not just to concentrate on the leadership of different groups. The people that are mostly affected are the people that government should bring them to the round table to discuss so as to get the understanding of the problem. He said that unless this is done, the crisis continues. And on the other hand, the chairman of Meti Allah also confirmed to journalists that 22 of their members were killed in the several attacks, and almost 130 houses were equally burned. I called the spokesperson of the governor, Mr. Gamberi, with regard to the take of government on the call by these groups. He replied to me that, well, they have been doing their best because they have been giving directives to security personnel to ensure more redeployment of security personnel to the affected communities. And government is coming up with a statement any moment from now. And particularly in the headquarters of Plateau, that is just, people are not happy. Everybody has been condemning the act and also call on the government to intervene so as it will not escalate to other communities.
That was Adomusa, Daily Trust reporter in Plateau State. Now, in the same vein, expressing deep concern, the Northern Senators Forum has vehemently condemned the recent killings in Plateau State, labeling the brutal attacks as indefensible and a stain on shared humanity. The attacks claimed the lives of at least 145 individuals in 23 villages across Bokos and Barikin-Ladi local government areas. Senator Suleiman Kawu Sumaila, spokesperson for the Northern Senators, issued a statement calling for a comprehensive investigation into the attacks. The senators demand the swift arrest of perpetrators to face the full force of the law. Additionally, they urge the federal government to consolidate investigation reports on similar cases, taking necessary actions to prevent future occurrences. And now away from Plateau State, the Adamawa State Police Command has confirmed a recent attack on Kwapre community in Hung, local government area of the state. This Christmas Day assault carried out by unidentified gunmen resulted in the tragic loss of 2 lives. SP Suleiman Unguroje, the command spokesperson, provided this information to newsmen in Yola on Tuesday. Commissioner of Police Babatola Afolabi has deployed officers to the area and initiated an investigation into the incident. District Head of Dugwaba, Simon Buba, verified the casualties, revealing that the attackers, suspected to be Boko Haram members, invaded the community on motorcycles. They seized food items and swiftly fled towards Sambisa Forest. In response, the police spokesperson urged the public to report any suspicious characters to law enforcement agencies, emphasizing the collective effort required to ensure security within the state and the nation. And now, in another devastating incident, suspected bandits have committed a horrific act by setting a mother, her daughter-in-law, and 2 children ablaze during an attack on Korea village in Rabat local government area of Sokoto State. The assault occurred at approximately 8:30 p.m. on Sunday, marking a tragic episode in the ongoing security challenges faced by the community. Reports indicate that the bandits not only took the lives of the innocent victims, but also killed a total of 12 villagers during the assault. Additionally, 3 women were reportedly abducted, deepening the anguish for the affected families. The police, however, confirmed 7 deaths as a result of the attack, with the spokesperson of the Sokoto State Police Command, ASP Ahmad Rufai, acknowledging that casualty figures were still being compiled. This tragic incident adds to the growing concerns about the security situation in Sokoto and the border region. And now, still on security matters. Gunmen on Christmas Eve attacked a Catholic church in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, and killed 3 worshippers. Bishop of Abakaliki Diocese, Most Reverend Peter Nwore, confirmed the attack. Nwore disclosed this at Monday's Christmas service at St. Theresa Cathedral Church. He said the killing occurred at Immaculate Conception Catholic Church, Nkwagu, in Abakaliki local government area of Ebonyi State at 11:30 p.m. on Sunday, December 24th. He explained that the suspected killers invaded the church while a priest was celebrating a vigil mass service and killed and injured many others. He urged the faithful to pray for the unity and progress of the state and the nation. There was an unusual air of inactivity in Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, as Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, marking a sharp departure from the regular fanfare that accompanies the season's festivities. Let's take a look at this report.
As expected, government buildings, banks, and many business outlets have shut down for the Christmas. Some streets are decorated and adorned with Christmas lighting to set the mood for the celebrations. But there was an unusual silence that is unfamiliar with the festive season. However, a visit to the parks tells a different story as children across religious divide join in the celebrations of the day with parents happy to keep watch.
Agatera, thank you for bringing us here to hang out, and this is a very nice place and good place.
Yeah, I'm here to celebrate Christmas because I want to celebrate my Christmas here. I'm very happy. I've never seen my father do this type of thing in my life.
I'm here to feel good and happy so that my siblings will be happy.
are very happy for this Christmas.
Some parents express their happiness at being alive to celebrate this year's Christmas with family and loved ones, giving different views about the mood in the country.
This year's Christmas is a great difference for a lot of things with the hunger strike and everything. But all the same, we are still celebrating the birth of our Savior.
Well, because of how life is, people cannot stop celebrating because it is the birth of Christ that people are looking at. So that is why even though prices of items increase, people still believe that it is Christ they are celebrating.
I was promised of palliative. I didn't see the palliative. Okay, you could not imagine I'm coming from Lagos to my hometown here to celebrate a Christmas. But I find it difficult. But I don't have option than to come.
Guy, we are very, very happy. This is my first time I've been in this place. So I'm very, very happy to be here with my family. Yes.
You know, this year's Christmas things are very difficult, very high. But despite the difficulty, we can't stop celebrating the Christmas because it's a festive period.
For operators of the park, despite the prevailing economic downturn in the country, the turnout for customers has doubled last year's figures, which is good for business.
I really want to appreciate everybody that has been coming around, and I want to wish everybody the best in this coming new year 2024, and we hope things will get better for us in this country, Nigeria as a whole.
Security across Taraba State has improved significantly for the Christmas celebrations after days of attacks by kidnappers on settling residents over safety in some parts of the state.
It's good to see Taraba State people bubbly during this Christmas celebration. Now, away from that, in a daring escape, 3 inmates broke free from the Ijebu-Ode Correctional Center in Ogun State. The incident occurred in the early hours of Saturday when the inmates successfully scaled the facility's fence and fled. The escaped inmates include Hamid Adeboyejo, convicted for armed robbery and murder, Fatai Taiwo Akonde from Ijebu-Igbo, also convicted for murder, and Ace Aliu Oguntona, sentenced for sexual offences. The Ijebu Imushin Area Command of Soul Safe Corps, a security agency established by the state government, issued a statement confirming the escape. Victor Yeleke, the spokesperson for the Nigeria Correctional Service Ogun State Command, confirmed the incident, clarifying that it was not a jailbreak in the traditional sense of attacking the facility. Assuring the public, Oyeleke stated that efforts are underway to swiftly rearrest the escapees. This is a news update on Trust TV. Still ahead, we'll take a look at, after the cholera outbreak, how government impounds counterfeit drugs and local sweets in Katsina. More news when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust Television. Now let's take a look at a recap of some of our top stories. You heard that security forces take over volatile spots as violent clashes engulf parts of Plateau State. Suspected bandits gruesomely murder a family of 4, including 2 children in Sokoto State. And now moving on to other stories. Counterfeit drugs and expired sweets worth millions of naira have been destroyed by the Katsina State Chapter of Environmental Health Officers Association at Charanchi local government area of the state. The counterfeit drugs and sweets were brought from Lagos but intercepted at Charanchi market. Abdullahi Yamadi reports that the association swiftly intercepted and destroyed the products, which portends danger to human life. Let's take a look at Abdullahi Yamadi's report.
Beside counterfeit drugs and the expired sweets, the association also destroyed some cartons of expired mosquito repellents and animal feeds which pose danger to human and animals' existence. The products were intercepted during a combined operation between the Environmental Health Officers Association and Department of Water and Sanitation Chiranchi local government recently. This action was taken after reported cases of cholera outbreak following consumption of the expired sweets by some children in Chiranchi local government area and other parts of the state. The environmental health officials warned people to desist from consuming any product without knowing the manufacturer, production and expiry dates to save people's lives.
There is routine inspections that the environmental health professional used to conduct almost every week on Sunday, because the Sunday market of Chiranchi is a very big market. Not even state market, it is now turned to international market. Yes. Every people from here and there, within and outside the country, are coming to patronize goods in this market. So in part of their effort to revitalize environmental health services in Katsina State, they used to go almost every week during market inspection to intercept all those that are suspecting that the properties or the goods are expired, or those that have a negative impact to the health of all individuals.
Public commentators in Katsina suggest consistent inspection and monitoring of foods and drinks by relevant authorities, especially in local markets, to ensure a healthy society. Abdullahi Izmayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Now, away from health matters in Katsina State, core members participating in the compulsory one-year National Youth Service Scheme in Osun State have called on the federal and state governments to overhaul some of the dilapidated facilities to enable them to effectively partake in the orientation course. Apart from the core members deployed to Osun State, the orientation camp in the state also caters for dislodged core members from Lagos State, a situation that puts more pressure on the already worn-out facilities. Hamid Oyegbade files in this report.
Built during the administration of former Governor Olagunsoye Onyelola, the NYSC Permanent Orientation Camp in Ede, Osun State has been used by thousands of core members deployed to Osun State and those dislodged from Lagos State. Though some of the facilities were repainted recently by the state government, however, the facilities are old and require total overhauling.
When I was there, it was actually not good. Most people were actually like beating outside, using the toilet outside. They could not use the toilets because some of the doors were not good and all. So I just think that they just need to like renovate that place and make it look better.
The only thing amazing there are the soldiers. They are not harsh, they are friendly, and they are always ready to help. But the main facilities, the bedroom, the rooms, and everything is very, very bad.
Some of the facilities in the place, like the bed and also the toilet seat, if government can also look into that, then change them, do the renovation. If they should enter those areas, it should be okay.
They should be tapped in our toilets, because some people now they might want to poop during midnight. So as a lady, we will be scared of going outside at night.
Compared to like some of the other camps that my friends went to that I saw, they actually had like there was a bit of standard, so I could see that they had improved. But then yeah, the toilets and some other things probably also need improvement.
Section 6 of the NYSC decree places the responsibility to provide and maintain the orientation camp on the state government. The Commissioner for Youth in the state, Mashood Olagunjo, said the state government is committed to supporting NYSC and ensuring quality facilities at the NYSC orientation camp.
We are going back to it once we have finished the new building because it's still under construction. Even with borehole, everything, we put it there already. So the old building is still going to be under the renovation once we have finished the new building. So that's our plan. By God's grace, by January, we will start rebuild the place.
Apart from the poor condition of the old facilities, core members said the NYSC orientation camp in Osun is very lively and commended the NYSC officials for their efforts so far. Amid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Oshogbo.
Core members indeed deserve a better infrastructure. Thank you so much, Hamid Oyegbade. Now away from Nigeria. In a bold move, Senegalese opposition leader Ousmane Sonko, currently serving a 2-year prison sentence, has officially submitted his candidacy for the upcoming February presidential election to the Constitutional Council. Despite the state's refusal to provide him with the necessary documents, Sonko and his backup candidate, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, are determined to participate in the electoral process. Hussein Yoli, an official from the dissolved party, PASTEF, confirmed on Tuesday that both Sonko and Faye have completed the formal filing procedures. All candidates, including Sonko, were required to submit their candidacy and demonstrate sufficient signature collections by the December 26th deadline. Sonko, who was sentenced to 2 years in prison on June 1 for charges of corrupting minors, chose not to attend his trial and was tried in absentia. The unfolding events surrounding Sonko's presidential bid continue to draw attention, raising questions about the intersection of legal proceedings and political participation in Senegal. And in sports, the Nigeria Basketball Federation is facing significant setbacks in its preparations for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games qualifiers due to a delay in securing its essential funds from the Ministry of Sports. Despite being drawn against world champions, the United Nations, Senegal, and host Belgium in the Antwerp, Belgium qualifiers scheduled for February, the NBBF struggles to kickstart preparations less than 6 weeks before the event. Maxwell Kumoyi, a member of the NBBF Media Committee, revealed that the Ministry of Sports responsible for Olympic Games qualifiers will determine the commencement of the Tigers campaign and training program. With the championship running from February 8 to 11, 2024 in Antwerp, China, Sopron and Belém, and the NBBF emphasizes its dependence on funds approved by the Sports Ministry. Notably, France has already secured qualification for the Olympics, adding complexity to Nigeria's Group 2 contention against the US, Senegal, and Belgium. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update at this hour. Do not forget to follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thanks for your time.